We're going to do upper focus today. So that's going to be from our hips rolling up. Shouldn't take too long, but it's going to be mirrored on each side because we never just roll the center of our front or up our spine, which is what I told you guys last week. So we are going to start, you're going to take that roller and we're going to place it right at the top of our hip. And we're going to roll right to here from where your sports bra would end. It's where your hip bone would start. So you're going to come up, place that on that hip bone, and the knee, I want you to bring it up as high as you can. And what you're going to do, coming onto those elbows nice and comfortably, you kind of just shimmy your body back. Make sure you're tilted so that you are really rolling up the side of your torso there, those psoas muscles. And again, right, we know that foam rolling isn't the greatest feeling in the world, but push through it, especially on those sides. Dig in nice and slow. You don't want to go over the front of your rib cage. So if I lift up my arm, you can kind of see that I'm focusing on, with that split you have down your abs, I'm focusing on the more of a side. And I'm using that foot to kind of roll it away. So keep that knee up, and you can use that knee to also lift some pressure off if you feel that it's too much. And you want to roll it back maybe like 10 to 15 times. Pushing down with your body weight. Now you control the force at which you feel by how much body weight you push down on it. And then we want you to kind of roll over more onto your side. And from here, same kind of movement or length. So from the bottom of your sports bra to the top of your hip bone, but you're going to just push a little more and kind of just roll up the side body and slide it down. Now I'm keeping my bottom leg on the ground, and I don't know if you can see, but my feet are kind of pulling and dragging. And I can feel, let me get up closer to my rib cage. I can feel it working a little bit. So now I'm going to actually put my hand on the roller because my carpet is so thick that I need a little bit more assistance. So if you feel that maybe your carpet is not allowing you to roll as smoothly, you can do the same thing. And again, 10 to 15 is a good rule of thumb. And when you find a hot spot, kind of rock back and forth on it right here. All right. Now we're going to take that and we're going to do it on the other side. So same thing. So putting that foam roller on the ground, getting yourself set. So it's going to start right at that hip bone. I'm hiking this knee up and I'm using my foot to kind of roll and push myself away. And the only good thing about my thick carpet is I can hold on to it and I can use that to pull me up. But again, pushing and rolling. A little tiny section, about 6 inches. 10 to 15 rolls. So foam rolling doesn't really need to take all that long, 5 to 10 minutes, depending on what kind of workout you just did. So obviously, if you were focusing on upper body, you want to do your upper body, and vice versa, level with lower. All right, we're going to turn, and we're going to put it on the wider part. Same thing, okay? So we're rolling up our side body, pushing down. So for some reason, my obliques are super sore. So when I come here, I think this is my little hot spot. Again, using your own body weight to kind of add the pressure that you are seeking or that you need. Good. A few more rolls here. All right. So now we're going to come and take it from the bottom of our sports bra right to like our delt area. So same thing. I want you to kind of come down and put that arm here. And I just want you to kind of use your knees. So your butt's going to come up and you're going to roll forward. So pushing it up. So my toes behind me are kind of doing the work. I kind of feel a little silly. You should Feel this kind of coming up your bicep into the top of your delt. Good. And 10 to 15 rolls. And if you were in Saturday's class for some reason, my bicep on my right side is like still sore. All right, let's go ahead and do the other side. Foam rolling always makes me work up a sweat. Here we go. So on that rib cage, that arm is just kind of, I'll switch sides. Relax next to you. Come down on it, and come down onto it the way that you're that you need to. There's no perfect way to do it. Again, and you're just kind of rolling the front. I'm letting my toes kind of guide it. Like I said earlier, it's your body weight that you put into it that makes you feel it. Okay? Rolling up. And sometimes it almost just feels as good as a massage. It's not always painful. So like this to me feels really good. And again, make sure you're not lifting up off of it. You want to make sure that you contain that pressure. A couple more. Okay. So now we are actually going to roll out the front of our rib cage. And this is going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but rolling out this rib cage, studies or scientists say that it helps with your breathing when you're doing workouts like the ones that we do at Dub, where you're heavy breathing and you need to take those big breaths. So again, on one side, watching your chest, being very careful that you don't hurt yourself. You want to roll your rib cage and you'll feel it, okay? So the side of your rib cage, you don't want to be over that sternum area, and it's just pushing and kind of roll right until you can't really roll over your boobs, okay? And then down to the bottom of that rib cage and just push and roll. Again, like 10 to 15. Make sure you're pushing down. And then slowly, kind of take that arm and turn it. And then I want you to in turn and get that like underneath that armpit area. So now you're kind of coming under. And this one you're going to feel. Breathe in, push it away. Yeah, your rib cages, they're not going to break, but you can maintain the pressure that you put on, heavy or light. Right underneath that armpit. And then we're going to turn over. And we're going to do everything that we just did on the other side. So starting right at the bottom part of that rib cage and rolling up right until you hit your chest, and you don't have to roll over your chest. It's not a mammogram. We don't need to smash it in there. Good. You want to make sure you're hitting the proper target spots. So sometimes when we do this, not that we get complacent on purpose, but you just start rolling, and then next thing you know, you're not even on the area that you want it to be rolling. And remember, when you find your hot spots, go ahead and wiggle back and forth on it a couple times. All right, now we're going to kind of transition. We want to get underneath that armpit area down to the bottom of our rib cage. So I like to lift up this arm. You don't have to. You can keep that arm down and kind of roll. But I think lifting up the arm for me, I can feel it more kind of in my lats. And sometimes my heart rate jumps during foam rolling the way that it does during Tabata. Yeah. Again, the good rule of thumb is about 10 to 15 rolls. All right. So now I'm going to take the your roller. And ideally, if you can get your hands on, so there's small, which is like from here to here. You have this like medium one. Then you have the large ones. Getting your hands on one of those is pretty clutch. All right, so I'm on my left side of my body. Remember, no spine. I'm placing this right on my shoulder blade. I'm lifting my hips up, and I'm leaning onto my side. I gotta give my hand here to guide it, but I'm just shooting back and forth. So I'm feeling this on my delts. You can roll over as far as you want. You can tilt back a little bit more. But you're getting that upper, like back shoulder area, but just make sure that you don't come and lean all the way over. We do not ever want to roll our spine. Good. So I keep getting off camera here, rolling away. Hitting the upper back. And if you don't trust yourself enough to not kind of get a hold of that spine, you can always pull that foam roller out. So now my back is off, but then you have the odds of that happening. So again, find your comfort. Good. All right. Now we're going to take our arm and we're going to put it a little bit behind it, and we're going to get the middle part of our back. Again, I cannot stress enough to keep that roller off of your spine. So when you're here, a trick is to kind of keep your elbow relaxed on the other side of that foam roller so that it doesn't tip. And this is just a small, tiny little movement. So my heels are digging into my floor, and that is what's rolling me back across this roller. Okay. Push a little lower if you want. But remember, you always have to come back. All right, let's switch to the other side. Get that upper first. Right. On that side. Again, make sure it doesn't roll away from you. And then you can roll that arm in, get more of that delt if you need it. You can roll away and get more in that scapula area, traps, your lats. I'm just rocking back and forth. Try and relax your neck as much as possible too. I know it's hard. This whole thing, you want to try and stop from being tense the whole time, but sometimes it's almost impossible. All right, then let's shift down a little lower. Okay, keeping that little bit of a tilt going on. We don't want to roll over our spine. And you can see, like, I'm manipulating things in my room, my living room, to help me stay on the roller. So I'm grabbing a hold of my carpet, making sure that my hand is here to kind of brace it, make sure it doesn't roll away from me. I'm leaning towards the side so I don't hit my spine. And then I'm going to shimmy my feet up a little more so I can get a little lower. Oh my gosh. Good. Don't forget to breathe. And back and forth. Good. All right. Okay. And then the last thing that we're going to do, depending on the size of your foam roller, this isn't really a roll, more of like a stretch that you can do with it. You kind of line this up with your spine. And what I want you to do is kind of bring your head to one side, and you're going to stretch your arms out. And you're going to reach back with your opposite arm the way your head is facing. And just extend away, and then let that arm kind of fall away. And you feel that your chest just opens. So that foam roller just creating an arch in your back to push up your belly, to open up your chest. This arm is reaching kind of out and away, and your other arm is the same thing, out and away. Just kind of let your body be heavy, dead weight on that roller. And then we're going to let our head come to the other side of the roller, and we're going to let our other side of the body get that nice base stretch now. So your head comes to the other side of the roller, My arm kind of comes up a little bit and I just let it hang. I lose all like control and tension and just let it kind of hang open. And that distance that that foam roller is giving you from the floor should pull open that shoulder girdle and that chest area. And just try to let your elbows sag down to the floor. Oh, good. All right. And then bring it up. Again, this foam roller is just up long with your spine. I want you to reach your hands up and then extend them back behind you. And really reach. And then let them fall by your side and bring them around into the front. And you're going to sit up. And then lastly, we're going to foam roll our face. So you're going to go ahead and put it down on the, I'm just kidding. You're not foam rolling your face. Just kidding. Good job, ladies. I loved when you were like, what? Have a good day.
Thanks, Erica.
You're welcome.